Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Hannah. I talk about all things that are vegan and cruelty-free in the fashion, beauty, lifestyle space. So if you like this video, it would mean a lot if you gave it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe before you leave. And let's get started. Today, I wanted to share with you guys my full eyebrow routine because it has changed quite a bit, and I think part of that is because of quarantine. I haven't been able to go get them done, which is usually kind of just I usually just end up giving up when it comes to my eyebrows and going to get them done because it's too much. But I feel like I've got a pretty good routine down, and I'm kind of just letting them do their own thing and be a little wild, and I kind of like that. I feel like I figured out how to get that really bushy, fluffy eyebrow that is super popular right now. So I'm gonna give you guys all my tips. So if you have really blonde eyebrows like me, you are probably gonna wanna start out with a brow tint. I have never tinted my brows on my own until quarantine, and now I think I will probably always tint my brows. For someone like me who has pretty light natural hair, my eyebrows end up looking like, you can see what they look like right now. I have obviously dyed them, but it's been a couple weeks. They just look really light, and some of the hairs are a lot more blonde than others, which make it look sparse. And I just like to have an eyebrow at all times. So, you know, if I'm not gonna wear makeup that day, I'd like it to still look like I have something happening there. This is the dye that I use. It is the Ardell Brow Tint, which is cruelty-free and vegan, and you can get it at Target. Love to see it. The color that I got is light brown, and I feel like that's pretty perfect for my hair color. It comes with this tint powder, this little spatula, a spoolie, this little mixing tray, and some developer. So first you wanna start with clean brows. So it's morning, I've already washed my face and everything like that. So you just wanna make sure there's no like leftover makeup or any kind of like product on it that might interrupt the dyeing process. Then you want to take your little tray. So you're just gonna add a pea size of the developer into the tray. And then you're gonna take the brow tint powder and you're gonna shake it 3 to 4 times in the developer. And then you're gonna wanna take your little spatula and mix that all up, and you wanna mix it so good so that there's no clumps, because trust me, there will be clumps. It clumps up very easily, so you're just gonna spend a few minutes doing this. And honestly, I kind of find this to be enough only for one brow, so you could definitely double it, but start out with less because you can always make them darker, but it's gonna be really hard to lighten them if you go way too dark. So, and now you're ready. So then you can take the spoolie, and I like to just take the spatula and kind of brush it onto the spoolie. I find that it applies a lot more evenly that way. And then you're just literally going to brush it onto your brow. Try to keep it on your hairs and not on your skin. Just go in with some more product. I can already tell that I want to do a little bit more because I want it to be a little darker. And I just like to go through them a few times just to make sure that I get all the hairs. All right, so I'm just going to make some more dye because I need to do the other eyebrow, and I might add a little bit more to this brow as well. We'll see. And I'm just gonna double the formula this time. All right, so we're gonna go in and do the other eye now. One thing you could do if you're worried about staining your skin is you could put some Vaseline around the eyebrows. I definitely recommend doing that for your first time. All right, I'm gonna go in and do the other eyebrow, add a second coat because it's just still looking a little light. Just gonna do the other side now. You're gonna wanna wait 10 minutes and then wash it off. So normally I would actually wait longer than 10 minutes to let it set more, but because it already looks so dark, I'm probably gonna wash it off right at 10 minutes. So I will see you guys in 10 minutes. All right, so it has been 10 minutes, so I'm just going to wipe off the product with a damp towel. It is gonna stain your towel, so you might wanna use, you guys good? You might wanna use a darker towel for this, just a heads up. All right, so that is with the product wiped off, and honestly, I'm actually really happy with the color. On any normal day, I might do it even a little bit darker, but like say I was gonna go out today, then this is what I would do because it's gonna look good today, but it does fade over time. So it says that it lasts about 2 weeks. I would say it lasts like 1.5 to 2. Like 1.5 to 2 is when I start to notice that it's not as dark as it was, and I start to feel like I'm ready to do another application. So while I'm letting these dry, I will tell you about my next step. My next step is something that I actually learned from my good friend Nisha Balsara. You'll know her because I do the Vegan View with her, and she's also on YouTube here. She has the best brows, like ever. Like literally, they're so beautiful, and they've always been my brow goals. And she linked this soap brow tutorial, which I will link in the description box down below, but it is the best for getting fluffy brows. So after I dye my eyebrows, I go ahead and do the soap brows. So I will give you a rundown on that. So you're gonna want a bar of soap. Any kind of soap will work, and she says in the video that the more transparent the better. All I have is this one, which is kind of white. So you're gonna want to wet the soap, and I'm just gonna use a makeup spray since I'm not near a sink right now, and get it all wet. And she said this is the part where most people mess up, is not letting it sit and soak in first, because you want it to be a nice thick paste. And the reason why I love this trick so much is because I have very long, wavy eyebrows for some reason. So this really just helps make them straight and stay in place, and it's just such an awesome trick. So I feel like I'm good and I don't need to trim anything, but I am gonna wait until I put on the soap, and then I might need to trim some spots. So that's something to keep in mind if you haven't done this yet. Your eyebrows might be really long and you might need to trim them with some little scissors like this, and just make sure that they're not too long. What she does then is she just goes in circles on the soap with a spoolie, and then she rolls it to get off all the excess. And you just go in and brush straight up. Do you see how crazy that is? How much it sticks up? Like, it is insane compared to the other one. I just always thought I didn't have eyebrows. Like, I just always thought I had small eyebrows. They were never gonna get fluffy, but no, they're very long. They just needed to be brushed up. Also, just a disclaimer, I don't know how this would affect the dye, so I would definitely recommend trying these on 2 different days, because the soap might actually wash out some of the dye and make it a little more faded. I have no idea. I'm just speculating, so just wanted to say that just in case. So you can see this is the soap brow and this is without. It is so insane the difference that it makes. And so now what I'm gonna do to kind of like clean things up is I might go in and trim a few of the hairs that look a little too long. But for the most part, I like to keep them pretty long. And then I'm actually going to kind of like round out the shape so that it looks a little more natural. So I just take the brush and just kind of curl over the tops a little bit. So now I'm gonna go ahead and do the other eyebrow. And I am just using an e.l.f. spoolie, but you can use, honestly, anything that you like. You can use a disposable, use any old spoolie from an old eyeliner pencil you have. This side looks a little crazier. I definitely want to trim some of the hairs off, so I'm gonna do that. Alright, so that is what they look like with the soap on, and I always do the soap before I do any type of makeup, any foundation, any primer, anything. Otherwise, the soap is going to make such a huge mess and it's gonna get in your foundation and it's gonna look bad. So I'm going to go put on my makeup and I'll be back to show you guys how I finish my eyebrows using makeup. I'm back and I have done all of my makeup now. So what I'm going to do now is just take a clean spoolie and brush everything back up and into place. Make sure it all looks good. At this point, it's pretty much dried, so it's gonna stay where it is, but it's just kind of like, if there's anything that needs to be broken up, you can do that. Also, I forgot to mention tweezing, but I have been trying not to tweeze very much at all. Those of you who also grew up in the 90s will understand that these ruined our eyebrows forever. So I will really just, ideally I would do this before my makeup. I don't know why I didn't, but ideally I just go and anything that's like way below the natural line of my eyebrows, I will pluck. All right, so then I go in with a brow pen, and my favorite brow pen I'm actually out of is the Glossier Brow Flick, and I got that in blonde last time. I might get light brown the next time just to mix things up because I feel like the blonde was like a little too light now that I've been dyeing my eyebrows more. This one is one that was gifted to me. It's by Lime Crime. It's the Bushy Brow and Baby Brown. I don't really buy from Lime Crime because I don't really know where I stand on them. I know they've had like a very controversial past, which you can probably find here on YouTube. So I'm gonna recommend the Glossier one. I like that one better anyways. So yeah, but this is what I'm gonna use today because it's what I have and I don't wanna be wasteful. So yeah, I'm gonna show you guys what I do. And basically not much needs to be done. Like they're pretty dark right now because they just got dyed, but I do just go through and kind of make everything a little more clear and perfect. And this is totally optional. Like, I know not everybody likes that perfect brow look, but I like it to look pretty perfect. So I just go in and fill in any areas that are a little more sparse, and I just kind of help create like a more clear line. And so yeah, you can see the difference between the two. I think it just looks a little more finished. Definitely is really dark right now because of the brow tint being so fresh, so it normally won't be this dark. I wanted to show you all three things that I do with my brows to get them to look the way they do, so just keep that in mind. And you just want to very, very lightly flick the brow in the direction that the hairs are. And you just want to use like the lightest touch possible. If you go heavy-handed with it, it's gonna look like a Sharpie brow. That is it. That is everything I do to get these fluffy, bold brows, and I am very happy with how they look. I really, really like this routine. I think it's gonna look really good on your eyebrows. So if you try it out, let me know. Tag me on Instagram if you take a picture or post on your stories. I definitely wanna see. I'll leave my Instagram handle right here, so definitely let me know if you guys try this out. And I hope you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, and I will see you guys in another video very soon. Bye.